didn't know how to use it. But I have mastered it now. Is it on? Thank you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Is it working? It is working. Hello, how's everyone doing? Did you have it muted? Hope everyone has had a nice week. Fix all of this. I was not prepared this morning. I woke up late. You haven't had a nice week, right? Not at least. What happened? Tell us. I'll be your counselor as well. We're gonna do more than jiu-jitsu today. No BJJ, no good week. Soon. Don't you have your roommate to train? Morning, Ginger. Ginger's not missing any classes now that Steven's taken us for. I am not getting Kirstine to cut my hair. I do not trust her.
Did I even offer to cut your hair?
But I'm not gonna let you anyway.
My mom should cut your hair.
I don't know, man. My hair is very tricky. Marion's been intimidated Steven on Strava. You're outrunning him.
I've been asking to put makeup on Igor for years. I haven't done it.
I haven't gone that insane yet. Yeah, I'm thinking of growing my hair until this is all over. See that? Ginger is too busy rewatching lessons. That's why he's not beating you in Strava. Alright, enough distractions. Let's get on with the lesson. Today we're looking at guard passing. I reckon this is gonna be quite like for the following weeks as well. It should be a good kind of sequence of stuff going on. But we're just gonna look at a little beginner's guide on how to pass guard and the strategies behind it, because there's so many different ways. Just load things up here. There we go. So we're gonna look at 3 main passes today. These are the passes: knee slices, long step, and leg weave. They're the dynamic trio, the fundamental passes of Jiu-Jitsu. If you don't know them right now, we'll take a look at them in the videos, and hopefully everyone will know which one they are. I haven't put the mind maps today because this is like the best example I could give to these passes. They all work together, so you can connect each pass with each sequence, and you can make your own sequences and etc. Okay, so it's not just a knee slice into a knee slice. It could be a knee slice to a leg weave, a long step to a leg weave. You can connect these moves quite easily, and that's important to know because your first pass attempt at a higher belt is probably not gonna happen. Okay, so this is the first strategy I'm gonna teach you guys, but you could disregard any of this, and you can just like find a pass that you like and just master it. A lot of people only do that. I like to take this approach a bit better, so my game's a bit more fluid and I have more options. But you could just get good at one of these and then just force your way into these style of passes. Okay, but this is the strategy I would use most of the time. The first one is avoiding guards when someone's playing guard. So this is assuming the person has pulled guard and you're standing or you're passing basically. Well, this isn't involving closed guard. There's only open guards, okay? So avoiding grips, okay, don't let people grab your collar, sleeve, and etc. You want to start the pass sequences most of the time. So you're always attacking and they're defending. We have three little types of passing. Distance style passing, which are your Toriadas, X passes, your caveman throw-bys. Don't worry if you don't know what they mean. Mid-range style passing, which is like leg drags, knee slices, leg weaves. Hub style passing, which is like float passing, etc. So I'm calling that mid-range passing. And then we have our tight pressure style passing. One of them could be forcing a half guard, underhook and crossface, body locks, and over-unders. So there's about 20 more style of passes, but this gives you a nice insight on the style of passing and when to use it. Or like I said, you can ignore this chain and just jump into a knee slice if you want, or jump into a body lock if you want, or over-unders. And a lot of people are successful at doing that. So don't be entitled to just use this. But as a beginner, I'd always use this because it'll give you 3 types of passing, and then you'll see which one your favorite is and you could get good at it. Or you have more style of passing against tricky opponents. So someone might be very good at defending tight pressure passes, so you have to use your distance style instead. Someone might not know any mid-range defenses, so you can do those. Okay. So understanding this is very important. Okay, don't just jump into someone's closed guard straight away. Pointing at Elise, she does this all the time. So she'll just kneel and let people get her in close guard. So that's not good. You're basically starting in a bad spot already, right? Yes, you. Okay. So distance style passes, this is what I mean. One of them could be Toriada, very underused in our gym. Yes. But I would suggest you get good at this. There's only like 3 people who use this pass very good at the gym. That's the Toriada. Very simple pass, but requires you to get grips before your opponent. So you have to be fast and explosive with this move. It's not one of those that you grab a collar and then think about it. You must just go. So grab the trousers and just Toriada fast. Okay. Main difference between our gym and the main academy, I'd say, is this pass. Everyone in the main academy, in that old main academy anyway, used to like pass me with this pass really easily because I was never used to people doing this to me. But there are counters to this as well. But again, the main thing here, the real school, grab the trousers before people can reach your sleeves and just go for it straight away. Ginger's getting quite good at this pass. People with long arms, very good. Huh? Linda. Oh yes. How's Linda doing? He's a baker now. Yeah. Anyway, so that's your Toriada style passing, okay? Move on. Mid-range knee slice. Everyone should know this. This one you step in and you just do your regular knee slice. There's 500 details that I could give you on this, but it would be too long. but I'll give you the main ones. Anytime you're leading with a knee slice, make sure the biggest spider you're gonna have is this knee here. So just try to get inside that knee or that thigh and then force your way into a knee slice. Okay? Could be argued that this is also a pressure pass, but I like calling it midway, mid style passing. Okay? So this would be when we're not able to get our Toriado grips because we're a bit too slow. We're normally getting stuck on the spider guards. So you must know a few spider guard counters. Again, if you followed my little insight of going Toriada straight away, you shouldn't be caught in spider guard, but it does happen. So if you do get caught in spider guard, here's your main options. Your first one is only gonna work on people who haven't got very good spider guard. I have no idea what this pass is called, but you're basically clearing the spider guard by flaring your elbows up and punching it down. That makes sense. Again, this is only gonna work against someone who's like kind of lazy with their spider guard. It's really easy to avoid this pass. You just have to tense their body. Okay. Your other option is these ones: your knee pike and your hip thrust. Sorry, this is the knee pike. So normally people are gonna play spider with one leg extended. The extended leg is the one you want to deal with. So as Kirsten extends, you can use your knee to push it off and then start passing to the other side. So this would be my two little quick ways of getting rid of the spider so I can start my pass sequence. But do not try to do the beginner's mistake of pressuring the spider guard. You get yourself swept. Just always walk back. Even if you don't have a plan, just walk back from the spider guard. Don't pressure it. Okay? So that was just a quick little spider thing, but oh, Marianne knows all of these counters. She's a spider guard pro. None of these are gonna work on Rogerio either, but you can try. Right, leg drags, one of my favorite power style of passes. This could be a distance. Well, it is a distance pass at the start, but then it becomes sort of tight pressure. So I drag the leg and then I bring my body down. Okay, this is a lazy example of one. My head should be on the other side, not on this side. Don't do what I did. And should be tripoded up over her head, like over here. That was just me being lazy because it was late. Anyway, so you drag the leg. That's our last little slice of kind of like distance, sort of not getting caught in anything style passing. The worst best pass is where they kick your leg to free themselves. Yes, the stomp, I call it. That is quite good. You can trip them up though. I'll show you when we get back. Okay, so now we're getting into our little sequence sort of passes, okay? So that's it for the distance sort of slice, alright? So we have start by avoiding grips, okay? If you do get caught in your spider guard, get out of there as soon as possible. Otherwise, she's gonna start attacking you instead of you attacking. Once you clear spider guard, you can go back to your chain. So that's the chain to follow if you're standing, right? So now we have our dynamic trio coming in. We already saw the knee slice, so now it's the long step, okay? So here I'm starting the long step from a knee slice already. So I get into my knee slice, but what's going on? This is why I don't like the full screen. I haven't mastered the full screen yet, so I'm gonna have to go back to this. Like if I click on the full screen, it goes to the next slide, which is annoying. Okay, where was I? I got distracted. Here we go, long stuff. So I start with a knee slice and I go into this like hovering stance in a knee slice that you can kind of chill at, which is it. And then you can start to connect different moves, right? So the first one I'm going to show is the long step. You want to know what a long step is, and you want to know as the person countering as well. There are knee slice grips and there are long step grips. So let's know the difference between those two. Okay. If this hand goes by the hip or grabs the collar, and this one is on the leg, that's what I'm calling knee slice grips. Right? Anyone who's going to a knee slice is normally gonna take these sort of grips. Okay. Very rare. Sometimes they'll take this collar, this hand. But this is your universal kind of knee slice stance. For a long step, we switch the grips. So this hand goes to the collar and the other one grabs the trousers. And as the person countering, if you know this, you can avoid the long step quite easily. Alright? So know it from the top and know it from the bottom so you can get good at long steps. So I grab that and I grab the trousers. And then I'm going to drop to my knees, shoulders and elbows, back step, and then bounce back. So that's our long step pass. So you're going to see later, Mendes brothers are like famous for this pass here. And connecting moves from there. So that's our long step. Again, very underused in our gym. People should use this a bit more. It's hard to do because you have to throw yourself onto the mat, which people are not used to. And it's very odd. But once you get the hang of it, you can bounce back quite easily. Now we have our leg weave scenario. So again, I'm starting all of these from a knee slice because that's your first, the easiest chain you can probably start with. So I go into my knee slice. Now, the time I'd go for this, like I said, anytime you can do a knee slice, you just go for your knee slice because you get the pass, right? But if you hit a brick wall and the person's like blocking or framing your shoulder or whatever, and you're not able to do your knee slices, that's when would change to a long step or to a leg weave. So in this slice, I've switched from the inside of the knee to the outside over here, so I can pull the leg up into that direction. So I can go into my leg weave style passing. Right? And I didn't go into details about the leg weave, but normally here you've got two styles of passing. You can go towards the back or towards the front, and it depends on which underhook you have. Okay? So this is our third little slice. This is the leg weave part here. Like I said, you could start from here straight away and just force the leg weave, or you can connect it, knee slice into leg weave. And you can go further by going into a knee slice, then into a long step if you wanted. And if the long step doesn't work, you could bounce back into a leg weave, or you could bounce back into another knee slice. So that's what I mean by these three moves being like gears connecting with each other. You can make up your own sequence of events. And that would, the main beauty about like connecting moves is the person will always be defending. And they might defend your first pass attempt, but you might get the second or third or fourth. And the more they're kind of like reacting to your moves, the more likely they are to make mistakes. Unless they're very good at defending. Then you're probably screwed because you'd probably get tired from all the pass attempts. And then the person will attack you. Which happens to me quite a bit. But anyway, that's the little three slices. Any questions about any of those techniques? Fire them now before I move on. Kiwi, you understand? You sure? What are the three main passes? Oops. And these slices on what?
You only need slices in this house.
Kiwi only needs slices in this house. You're getting caught in a triangle when doing these slices. Mate, you have to show me that. I don't. Something with the knee slice grips. There's something terribly wrong with your knee slices for getting caught in these in a triangle from here. You might be.
What do you mean?
I think you might be doing a different pass. There is a triangle where they control your like hand, but it might be like yeah, no idea, man. Here's the knee slice. You might be able to figure out yourself. Alright. The knee shield is your main issue. Like, if anything goes wrong with your knee slice, it's usually because of the shin going across your waist and stretching you. That's where all the submission chains kind of connect. So it's either that or the wrist, one of them. Right? So, like I said, if I was a beginner and if I was teaching beginners, I'd force them into doing these style of sequences or follow this chain here. They will find things that they're strong at and things where that they're weak at. So someone heavy, they're probably gonna always like the tight pressure style passing. I can't force them into doing Toriadas and X passes because their body is just not fit for it. But I can teach them how to get into the tight positions from these. So even if they're not gonna be the flashiest Toriada players, they can attempt a Toriada to get into a tight pressure pass, which is I'd say is a lot better than just always trying to force a move that from like a starting point that you're not controlling, whatever. That makes sense. What is the tactic when you dribble? I remember brown belt. I remember you doing it on the brown belt when you were at Brighton last time. The dribbling, this is avoiding guards. So that's the start. And it's just it's a way of like forcing people to make mistakes. So usually if I'm playing against someone who's a bit stronger, or like, or I don't want to get caught in their guards, or I just watched the Mendes video and I just want to practice it, I'll avoid them getting grips and I'll just be like bouncing from side to side. And even if I get a pass like from Neon Belly, whatever, I'll just still go backwards. And the only passes I'm looking for in those cases are leg drags and chasing the back. At a higher level, well, not a higher level, but any level, you can create a game where you're just focusing on one thing. So in my case, if I'm dribbling, I'm either focusing on leg drags or I'm forcing on the person exposing their back somehow, so I can dive in for their back. I mean, this is quite popular in the lightweight sections, and it gasses the person out. Isn't it, Kiwi? I dribble on Kiwi all the time, and she annoys me. Any last questions? We're gonna see examples of these in competitions now, so you guys can see. Kiwi. Learn your long steps. No, it's just because you're scared of falling. You need motor skills. We need to level up your motor skills. Long step is like the hardest thing to teach people.
It is hard.
It's very hard. People fall like 100 different ways. Yeah. It is. I'm gonna force you guys into doing when we come back. Anytime you guys go for a knee slice, don't go for a knee slice anymore. Knee slice and then do a long step. Then see what happens. Don't fall. You're just up to stay on your elbows. Alright, here we go. Which one should we look first? There's 3 examples there. The first style is gonna be kind of mid-range style passing, which is Lucas. So here we're gonna see him taking the squatting stance, okay? Again, he's kind of following a little bit of our chain, but he has his own sort of style. First style is controlling and getting the grips he wants, alright? So he's making sure he's leaning back and staying heavy so that the person on the bottom can't be his first battle. I meant to like share it to you guys. But that's the whole chain we just did right there. But it didn't work, okay? I tried to like slow it down so you all can see it. So pay attention. And you're gonna see all of the moves. He's got the collar, that's a knee slice attempt. Everyone got that? Yeah, that's a knee slice. Now, knee slice not working. So, leg weave now. See, he took his leg out and he's forcing that knee through there. So that's our leg weave pass. And if you don't remember what leg weave is, I'll quickly show it to you. So, that's the leg weave. But instead of that version, all he did was, he was in a knee slice position like this. And instead of passing to that side, he crushed this leg and then went to this side. So that's a leg weave attempt there. And he really quickly tried a knee slice, but he saw there was no space. And now he went back to the no grips distance style passing. I think that's the end of the match. He gets the choke somehow. But he escapes. Let's see if he does any more passing here. He landed on side control already, so I don't think, yeah. You guys want to see the finish? So he got that because of the passing, okay? So connecting moves. Cool. So that's the 3. That was this style of passing there. Okay, but he finished it with a leg drag instead of leg weave. You can, there is a case of adding another gear here with a leg drag, but I don't think some of them it's hard. Actually, I think for all of them you can get a leg drag, so you could add the leg drag here. The next one, so that was, crap, I forgot which one that was. Is it this guy? The next one is Lucas Leckery again. I think there's something interesting about this fight. I forgot what it was though. Let me just skip so I can find it. Oh, this is the mid-range style passing. So mid-range style passing is this bit here, which is float passing, which is where you kind of control the upper body somehow, but you can't pass the legs. So you're constantly like floating over the person. Call it hub position as well. And you're trying to clear those hooks until you can pass. You didn't pass there. But there's another little example of connecting moves. So he went into a mid-range style passing into a knee slice. So watch this. Boom. There's a knee slice, there's the pass. So you can see all of his first pass attempts never work. He's never able to pass on the first attempt, but he connects moves, and then he's able to do it. There's another knee slice. This is why he's like famous for his knee slice. Yeah, there's 3 videos on YouTube about him knee slicing. He can show you all the details. But he's a great example of using the 3 little things. Now someone a bit more flashier now, and he follows more of avoiding grips and distance style passing. So these are the main moves he's gonna see. And then to finish, he's always using leg drags or he's taking the back. So we're not gonna see him using any of these sort of passes. So this is Rafa Mendes. The one in black. I think I can't remember what he does in this one. Alright, so the guy pulls guard. He pulls guard as well. Just wait for him to get on top. There it is. So he's on top now, and instantly you saw like a kind of a X pass sort of jumping version. Try to slow it down, but there it is. And now, it's really fast, but he's just blitzing through the guy, not letting him get any guards. So there's the leg drag. And there's the back. I believe, right, in this tournament, he just wanted to show his passing. So he doesn't tap anyone until the last minute. And his brother is in the background telling him, now it's time to tap them. So he's gonna let him recover here. I don't know if he lets him, but he takes the bat. That's the guy recover. These flashy moves are gonna get you all distracted from the lesson. But I don't think this is the one I wanted. I want him on top passing. There we go, here's another one. Guy pulls guard. No grips on him whatsoever. This is what makes everything strong. Okay, guy on the bottom has no grips on him. He's not controlling trousers. He's free to do any sort of speed passing. So here it is. And it forces the guy to turtle. And the reason why the guy turtles is because he's trying to avoid the points. And that black belt, we're very guilty of doing this when someone passes our guard. We're always giving them the back. And he knows this is gonna happen. That's why you see him skipping all the time. Half as a witch, by the way. There you go. So all of that only gave him an advantage. But a skip. Guy's actually good at defending the back. But there you go, another little speed blitz there. There's a leg weave attempt. There's a long step without kind of like falling. There's him trying to avoid the guards. So he's constantly, see, these are all long steps. It might not be the same long step, but it's a version of a long step. There's a long step. There's another little windshield. And the guy's probably gassed by now. Let's see if there's any more passing. I think he just keeps jumping from side to side. He triangles him at the end. But anyway, that's the long step. There's more fights of him. I think I've put in the highlight video. So there you can see all the flashy bosses. So every there used to be this competition called Rickson Cup in Japan, and they basically used to go there and just make highlight reels out of the competition every year. It's actually sad, you see. I'll send this. They're basically dancing on people. But watch that video and you'll see all leg drags, leg weaves, windshields, Toriadas. Here's like a proper example of it. Just the start here shows half of the little sequences when he's on top. Here, avoiding grips. There's a long step. There's the sort of Toriada style. There's a leg weave. There's a windshield. Mute this already. I'll just show that. But anyway, that's the little lesson today. Huh? He's very smooth. Him and his brother. He has I don't think they're twins. But this is the strategy I'll say follow until you get good at a few passes. And you should be good. Any questions, fire them away now. If not, come join the chat so we can chat rubbish. But you guys are also free to go if you want to go. There's Discord group if you want to join in. I think only Ginger has figured out how to do this. There's nothing new in the BJJ world. Christine, you got any news for us? Any news? Does anyone have any news for us? What's going on in everyone's lives? I think some schools have started opening in the US. That's good. When? This is the best gi dye I've ever seen. Look at this one. That looks like a new gi. That's why I don't like white gis, man. It's getting ripped. Bye bye, Elise. Ginger was in the like first few weeks of quarantine. She's the person that did nothing. She's like, stop challenging me and etc. No Insta challenges, no press ups.
Oh yeah.
And now she's like